So I normally don't 3D print while I'm streaming things that aren't like 3DS games where I can have the 3D print cam on the layout without it being intrusive. But I want to get things 3D printed. My controller is already not working. I was about to say I am going to try out my Xbox controller for a little bit that I've been using on this channel for years, but it's been kind of dying on me lately. Let's switch from Assassin's Creed Odyssey to Persona 3 Reload for that game capture. How about? And I've noticed that I can use it for like a little while and it just won't work until I unplug it and replug it in, and then it'll work for a little while, and then after a bit it won't work anymore. I have to unplug it and replug it in, and so on and so forth. And during a session, it usually gives me like the longest span of time I can use it before I have to do that, and then the second time is like the second most, third time the third most. So like the amount of time I have to use it before it dies, I need to disconnect and reconnect, gets shorter every time during a session, is what I've noticed. And I was playing a little bit of this last night while I was out of town, doing some grinding in Tartarus, and using this controller, and it did eventually die on me. I don't know what's going on with my controller. It's not even that old. I've only been using it for like 2 or 3 years. My Xbox 360 controller I was using for so dang long. I'm pretty sure it still works. I just didn't want to plug a wireless adapter into my computer anymore. And then I got this as like a wireless replacement, and then it wasn't even working all that well wirelessly, and I use it wired anyway. Is the case. Man, you feel thanks to schedule conflicts every time you catch a stream. It's another sub anniversary. Oh, jeez. I appreciate the 29-month resub there, Mythic. Welcome back to Team Anharmonic. Enjoy another month of the emotes and the sub badge and all that fun stuff. Anyway, I was gonna say that I'll use this controller for however long it lasts, and then if I need to.
Man, I feel thanks to schedule conflicts every time I catch a stream. It's another sub anniversary.
Then if I need to, switch to a PlayStation 5 controller like I did during the last Assassin's Creed Odyssey stream. But it's already not working, and we just started. So I'm just gonna unplug that. I'm gonna grab my PlayStation 5 controller, and I'm gonna try using this instead and see what happens. Device was disconnected. So it recognizes that it was disconnected. Welcome to PlayStation controls. This is gonna screw me up. I don't know what's going on with my Xbox controller. I don't know if I should replace it, if there's something wrong with that I can fix, or what. Or if I should just go back to using an Xbox 360 controller like a real gamer, or what. But I have this controller around, so I guess I'm using it. So, yeah, this is gonna screw me up. This is... Oh my god. Where'd the game go? It's gone! It's on that monitor now! Why? Why is it here? It's supposed to be here! Why'd it just change screens when I load into the game? Hey. Hey. What is up with that, huh? Display settings. I guess that counts as monitor 1. Hey, yes, here, thank you. I can pause the stream manager as well. Anyway. What I was gonna say is that I usually don't do like 3D printing when I'm not doing a I'm not doing like a 3DS stream where it can be on the layout unobtrusively, but I actually need to get on like 3D printing before Fragapalooza, because I've been printing like a whole bunch of these dragons is the case, because I want to give them out as like tournament prizes, so that just in case it's something like Steam keys. I don't know what the prizes are going to be for the Smash tournaments from Frag this year, but last year it was Steam keys, so just in case it's something like Steam keys again, I want to have like something physical that I can give to tournament winners. So I've been printing out dragons like crazy, and there's a week and a half before Frag, and these dragons take a while. So I might just be printing while streaming from time to time, even if it's not like a 3DS game. So that's my reason for that. I'm trying to do a winged dragon. Most of my ones that I've been printing have been these ones. This design here. Well, I can turn that off. I was also having issues with like my hotkeys on OBS last time I streamed. When I streamed Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, I found that was because I had numlock off when I used the numpad on my keyboard. Anyway, this is the design that I print the most. I just printed this over the weekend. It's like a 3-color filament. It's green, blue, and purple. And so it looks pretty cool. But almost all the dragons I printed are like that. This is a different design here, a poison dragon that I found online that I printed in a 2-color blue and red filament that I think looks kind of cool. And I've been trying to print this winged one. That one there. I've been trying to print this one that has like articulated wings, and it's failed on me twice already. And then I tried to print a the top of one of the those 3D printed mushroom container thingamabobs, and that failed on me too. And I woke up in the morning to like a whole bunch of filament spaghetti just everywhere, and it made quite the mess. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. So I had 3 failed prints in a row. I failed one of the winged dragons, then I failed a mushroom, and then I failed another winged dragon because it's not sticking to the build plate. And I washed it well, and I printed that super colorful dragon there, and that printed fine. So I was like, all right, let's try decreasing the size to 70% for this winged dragon. And let's just do like a filament that's not as like rainbowy amazing. Let's just do this pinkish red that I have for now and just see if it works. So that's just gonna be printing in the background, so just ignore that. I got a text message. Would you like to go somewhere together? Sorry for the short notice. If you have some time or interested, let me know before the end of the afternoon. I keep on accepting these immediately, and I think that's a problem of mine. But yeah, hype for Planet Coaster 2, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely pretty hyped as well. I'm looking forward to that. It'd be nice if there was all 3 aspects in one game of like theme parks, water parks, and zoo stuff. But instead, Planet Zoo is its own separate game, and it's not gonna be mashed together. We're never gonna have it be like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Maybe by the time Planet Coaster 3 comes out. Who knows?
It's amazing.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Home Shopping Show. I keep forgetting about this every Sunday because I keep accepting these little hangouts that don't even really do anything for me. They're just unique things when I could be spending my time more effectively. Because we have the amenity suit, just slip into this, and the hourglass body you dream of will be all yours. Finally! Noah. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful, but wait, there's more. We'll throw in the super diet food too. Guess how many? 3. All this for just 9,800 yen. And I think I've missed the home shopping program some previous Sundays because I've just been immediately accepting people's hangouts that don't even raise their affinity on the Sundays. Special limited product available today only. You heard it right, today only. Sure. I have lots of monies. I have more when I sell all my crap that I got from Tartarus too. So like, next time we'll be introducing a home gardening set. Don't miss it. Except for today, we're all sold out. Sorry, folks. See you next Sunday. I could use a home gardening set. Actually, I've spent a decent bit of money on gardening stuff today to prop up my tomato plants. My tomato plants that are on potato roots, I thought were gonna be like a lot more modest in terms of size, because it's like, hey, it's trying to make tomato fruit and potato tubers. Surely the plant itself isn't gonna go all that crazy with size. Oh my god, it's out of control. It's spilling everywhere. It is absolute insanity. Anyway, the unique Sunday hangouts, it's like, I could do them and they're these unique thingamabobs, but they don't really seem to add all that much that's all that important. And that's a time slot that I can use towards actually ranking up my social links. And I found, I was commenting on the last stream, like, when was the last time I hung out with the Hermit here? It's because I've been using every single Sunday. It's been the case. But yeah, how are the tomatoes of the gods? The super tall ones? I haven't seen them in a few days now. They're over at my Oma's place, but the last I saw them, what I needed to assemble like a little bit of a staked semicircle around them to keep all the lower stuff from spilling out. Last I saw it, it was doing really amazing. And I mean, if I basically pause the game there by clicking off, I think when I most recently posted in the plants channel here, let's see here. Anima posted some meme about it. Let's see here. Anima posted this about about that. I was like, what the heck? Anyway, yeah, this one here. So I needed to put in all these stakes around it because all these parts were just like spilling out everywhere. If I open in browser here like this and then just boopity bop and then there's a full screen thingamabob, you can see a bunch of tomatoes growing everywhere all over it. All over the ceiling of the garage here, the little overhang. There's lots that are forming all around here. I needed to assemble this. So, like, it's attached to several stakes here. Like, you can see where it's tied up at countless points. And then here, it's kind of hidden, but there's a little hook that's in here. And then there's one of these little S-hook thingamabobs. This little metal hook that you use for hanging, like a hanging basket, when you want to hang a little bit lower down. So you put one of these little metal hooks in, and then that basically means that the hanging basket is lower down. I put in one of these metal bars around this hook here, just so I had something to tie this plant to. So there's a few places in here where you can't really see where it's tied to that, and some places where it keeps on hitting the ceiling. I have been pulling it forward, like this was previously hitting the ceiling. I was like, I'll just pull it out and let it go up. I kind of wonder if that's a mistake, considering I can't even reach where it's forming tomatoes anymore. Like, it is genuinely too high. And considering how windy it is up there, considering that's tied to here, I'm honestly surprised this hasn't fallen over. you can see parts that are starting to fall over and then will like pick themselves up and do like a little loop-de-loop and pull, as it's done at some other points here that might be difficult to see because I picked up some of them recently. But there have been points that this plant has like completely fallen over on some branches. It goes downwards and then the tip just picks itself up and then it forms like a U shape. So it goes down and then up again because it always wants to face up towards the light. So in real life, this was a few days ago. This has probably picked itself back up again. Like, I might still have this weird U shape, but this tip has probably turned up. So, let's make a taller pole on the roof. I don't have any poles that tall. And this is the gutter here. But it's by far, like, the tallest tomato plant I've ever seen, and it is absolute insanity. This was grown from seed indoors, along with so many others in the same batch. And this one was, like, the other ones did try to get relatively tall as well, but nothing compared to this. This one I gave to my Oma, and you give my Oma a plant, it'll grow like crazy. And I gave her this plant when it was like, yay big. It was about this big when I gave her this plant. And then it just became like the tallest thing ever. It was in a pot about yay big, and from the table it was on, it hit the ceiling. So we had to take it off of the table it was on and put it on the floor. And then it hit the ceiling again. And then, so when we first planted this outside, it was already about yay tall. I needed to get my mom's help, and we needed to, like, carry it using all 4 of our arms, like, across, slowly escorting this super long tomato plant outside and putting it in the ground here, and managed to get that figured out and tied it up here, like, the moment it got planted. And it's just continued to grow, and it's still getting taller. Like, there's no way it's gonna stay like this. The wind is gonna knock part of it over, or it might snap or something like that. Like, there's no way that it keeps going upwards long term. It's absolute insanity. Like, absolutely one of the craziest tomato plants I've ever grown in my life. I, along with my Oma, kind of co-looking after it. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, to make it taller, the gods need their pizza sauce. Would it be red pizza sauce if it's yellow tomatoes? That's a yellow tomato plant. They're not red. But I actually don't know. Chat box is blinking. Oh, I don't have a correct persona. My personas has changed since the last time. I now have this Dudo that has, whoops, these effects. I just gotta remember it's the same buttons, they just have different icons. So if I start with you, then my attack and defense gets immediately raised at the start of battle, so that's pretty cool. I still have you. There's this guy that's basically just generic strength Dudo that I fused because I needed space. There's this very unisex looking whoever the heck you are that is actually really, whoops. That's actually really good at charming foes because high chance of charm to one foe increases the chance of inflicting charm. And as I found out during the last session, charm is actually really, really good. And when I fused you, I put on distress, high chance of distress to one foe, and increased chance of inflicting distress, just to add insult to injury. So you'll just be like my distress and charm inflicting Dudo sexy dance. So yeah, I might be using this persona a decent bit, assuming a foe isn't like immune. This is just another generic, hey, I needed to, gosh dang it, fuse stuff together, else I was gonna run out of space. And this is just one of the generic ones I got along the way, and yada yada. I should probably go get some other personas now, is what I should do. But yeah, the gods want golden pizza sauce. That would probably taste pretty good. It does actually make some pretty good tasting tomatoes, not gonna lie. I do quite like them. This is, oh, hi. Oh, Kusa-kun, we were just talking about you. All bad things, I hope. I'm gonna introduce you to Amada-kun. Nice to meet you. My name's Ken Amada. I attend Gekukan Elementary School. Nice to meet you too. Friends with him, alright? He's a good kid. Amada-kun drops by the shrine pretty often. It's close to our dorm, you know. So if you ever see him, say hello, okay, Kusa-kun? Okay. Okay, let's do a thingamabob here. Anyway, it was from my bag that was labeled 2013 yellow tomato. When I was first starting, like, all the tomatoes of the season, my Oma was like, oh, there's a bunch of tomato seeds downstairs in the cold storage room. You can take any of the ones there if you want to start any there. And I was like, well, I'm already starting a lot of tomatoes. I probably don't need to start anymore. But I'll have a look-see in case it seems like there's anything that could be particularly interesting. And I looked, and there was this one baggie that was labeled 2013 yellow tomato. I was like, 2013? So these seeds are over 10 years old? There's no way they're still alive. There's no way they germinate. But I decided that I would just do it like as an experiment, and I dumped them all into a pot, and then 40 germinated. And that's one of them. So not only is that is that plant like an absolutely insane monster of a plant that's the tallest tomato plant I've ever seen, but it came from a seed that was over 10 years old. Presumably, the source plant would have come from that very same garden. And, I mean, my Opa only just passed away a few years ago. It was most likely my Opa that would have tended to that original parent plant of that plant. And now the child plant, over 10 years later, is like, hey, I'm here, I'm in this garden, I'm ready to take over everything, and that's kind of cool. And I have no idea what type of tomato it is. It was just labeled 2013 yellow, so I have no idea what variety it is. But it was something that my Opa would have taken care of, and like, that's really cool to be continuing with that. But I would be very surprised if the parent plant ever got that big, because as a kid, I don't remember the tomato plants ever getting so tall they went over the garage. Like, he used to be, like, really, really amazing at growing tomato plants, but it was never that insane amount of steroids. Like, seeming... How do I phrase this? It never seemed like the plants were ever more on steroids than now, is what it very much feels like. Also, I never knew what the 3 lines meant whenever I was coming to this area, but I'm only just now noticing while I was in the middle of rambling there that these people have those 3 lines. So does this lead to, like, our quest or something? I'm getting hungry. Can we stop somewhere and grab a bite to eat? Well, let's grab some of Octopia's takoyaki. It said that you want to ice strip mall, so we'll have to take the monorail. So I just got information or something like that. City has been biding its time, waiting, scheming, with one goal. Ascension, I guess so. And,
Good day.
like, I have several of those
accepting
2013 yellow tomatoes just because
Oh
I couldn't
my.
quite, like, give them all away. Come across another NC by its bite, might gain even more power. Please think this is your reward. Male winter garb. Okay. Like, some of my tomatoes in the backyard, some of my potatoes that I replaced the potato stalks of with tomatoes, I put yellow tomatoes onto several of those, just because I had so many plants, so it's like, okay, they have growth to spare.
Excellent.
I have so
Now,
many of these
let's hear
plants, so
your
who cares about taking some branches off of them? Seems already completed. Take this as your reward. Sugar key. What the heck is that? The acquisition of the sugar key can now fuse King Frost, Mark of Snow. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. I need to do these before the next thingamabob. A triangular sword and look fashionable. I did end up Googling this while I was out of town. I was like, maybe I'll do it just off camera, grab the thingamabob, and then deliver it.
Do you see
And then
anything
my
achievable?
controller stopped working. I didn't feel like learning how to play with mouse and keyboard. But it was something about going to the nightclub and trading, like, some gem for that. I have no idea what a triangular sword is, because my controller died and I gave up on looking for that. But I can Google it now. Persona 3 Reload. Triangular sword. But yeah, they're pretty good tasting tomatoes, so I'll probably save some seeds from this year and just call them 2013 yellow tomatoes forevermore, because I have no idea what they are. Triangular sword. Let's see here. First step to proceed is to accept the request from Elizabeth. Yeah, no duh! Once it's accepted, go to the dorm and interact with Mitsuru to acquire the item. Oh. Okay. Sure, I'll do
Good
that
day.
at some point. That's what I'll do here.
Very well. Then.
But yeah, so I don't know what kind that is, but it does taste pretty good. I do like them. And I also don't know what another kind in the garden is. I call it a basil tomato or a mystery tomato. Want to do I strip mall because there's the old couple there. I might go hang out with Maya. I was gonna go to the Velvet Room and grab a Hermit Persona. Because my mom has a pot of potted basil that she got like a year plus ago, a decent while back. That still has basil alive, like 2 really strong stalks on either side. And during the winter this last year, there was this little sprout that came up in the middle of the basil pot. And my mom thought it was a weed. She was gonna pull it and like toss it. But I was like, no, that looks like a tomato. And like, she thought it's probably not a tomato, but like you can plant it and try to grow it if you want. It is one of the biggest tomato plants in the garden now, like 7 months later, is the case. I had no idea what type of tomato it was when I planted it in the ground or what size it would be. It's pretty decently sized tomatoes. They're like a good medium size. Like they're not super large, but they're a good medium size. Like you can still cut it up and put it in sandwiches and stuff if you wanted to. None of them are changing color yet, so I don't know what color it's gonna be. I don't know what they're gonna taste like. I don't know what type it is. I don't know how a seed could have possibly gotten there. Because, like, we've had this potted basil for, like, a year plus. So, there's no way it came from the store with a seed in it and it just took that long to germinate. Like, no way, right? So it has to have been, like, a tomato that we would have had here in the house and somehow a seed snuck its way into the middle of that pot or something. I have no idea. It is...
Please take a look.
I have no idea how the heck it came to be. But we have a mystery tomato, or a basil tomato as I'm calling it, and I am kind of really looking forward to trying out what it even tastes like. So, yeah, a complete mystery here. Sure, just do that. Who else might I want things for? I wonder. Also, when it came to grinding, I basically used the rest of my SP and then started using some SP restoring items since last time. I didn't really have a lot of SP left considering I went all the way through all the new bosses that were available to me in that one session, so I couldn't really do much grinding. And now it doesn't feel like a great time to do grinding anyway, because one of the common enemies that appears in Tartarus in the area that I'm in right now is one with no weaknesses, and you just have to keep on wailing on it, and it's like really annoying. So I was like, well, I shouldn't commit like everything or put too much SP consumable items into grinding here. Mitsuru did run out of SP, and I put in Junpei for like a little bit, but then when not Joker here, whatever his name is, was running out SP again, I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna dip out. Plus my controller's starting to die, so yeah, I didn't grind for as long as I would have thought there. Yeah, I'm so close to maxing out you. What personas do I have right now anyway? So I do have an Emperor. There's the Hermit, Justice, Strength, Chariot. Let's see here. I think I Justice there. Hanged Girl at the Shrine. That one's gonna be story progression. I will take the advice of online and like prioritize the ones that are in school. I don't think I really need any other personas right now. I'll just leave it as is for now. This is what I think I'll do. Let's go play games online. That's what we'll do. No, not rooftop. Though, thinking about the rooftop. Look how tame these tomato plants are. Like, when you think of a tomato plant, you usually think of something like that, where it's like, oh yeah, it's a little bushy thing, and it makes some patch of tomatoes here and there. Not like the things that I'm growing that are going crazy. I assume Mitsuru will be here in the evening, so I may as well do this during the day anyway. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a mention about that, about how apparently he's gonna be like a villain and the Russo brothers are coming back, and it's like, huh, that, is certainly something. I'm gonna withhold my judgment until things actually come out. Play the MMORPG until dark. Spend the day playing online. Or speaking of, I do have some thoughts on Deadpool 3 I could, like, express, but, like, I feel like it's a little bit soon considering it just came out yesterday and, you know, would want to avoid spoilers for people and such, so I don't know. I see my, I went to the gym yesterday to work out. My muscles are sore, but I'm so buff. There's nothing little endorphins won't cure, right? Or so much pain. Actually, I only went because I was pissed at that bastard. Oh, the, thingamabob here. I think you saw a good movie. I definitely liked it more than I disliked it. I do feel like it is the weakest of the three, and I feel like the story department it kind of struggled in. Is what I feel like. Let's Control F. Permit here. Let's see. I have no idea what link I'm on. So, if I can Control F for... What bastard? No, not that. Control F for calm down. Okay, well, this isn't an important thing then in that case. Calm down. You're right, I should just calm down. Breathes. No, I just can't get it out of my mind. I seems upset. Remember that E guy? The SOB, right? I made a small error on some paperwork and now he's all on my ass. You're supposed to be teaching correct grammar, he told me. Shut the fuck up, old man. He thinks that all because he's such a classic lit teacher. Doesn't he know who I am? I'm Maya, you old bastard. I'm just gonna stop, like, reading things out as what they, like, are meant to signify. And just read out what she's actually typing. Mr. E starts playing this game too. I'm putting him on ignore. You can't talk to him either. K-he pwned. That's stuff like that. It's confiding me. I feel like we're growing closer. What? Was there nothing for this that I needed to say? Hold on. So that was rank 5 to 6. Hold on, let me look here. So rank 5 to 6. Gosh dang it, I actually needed to say which bastard. Why is it when I hit Control F? Wait, I think I Control F for what bastard? I clicked which bastard. Gosh dang, I have to undo this day. Because he probably doesn't have a computer at his house anyway. He probably uses it Abacus. Talk about classic, Ruffle Copter, a few much better. I'll go take a shower now. Blush, don't worry, I won't let that old geezer get me down. Tatsuya. Gosh dang it. I have to load save already. Everything that I put in on this stream so far has to be undone. Gosh dang it. Here, what do you want? Oh, nothing. Okay. Hold on. Let's see here. System load. I don't actually have a lot of time for this stream because I'm working tomorrow. Like, the game's gone again, and it moved to this monitor again! Why does it switch screens whenever I load data? That is so dumb. Like, my goodness gracious. All right, get out of here. What the heck was I about to say? That I don't have a whole lot of time. It's currently 7:46 p.m. I always get up at work at 6 in the morning, so like I can probably go until about 10 p.m. at the latest here. So I only have like just over 2 hours, so I do want to like be efficient here. And I've been the complete opposite of efficient so far, as I've done literally nothing so far this stream. Amazing! Alright, you'll love to see it. Anyway, let's just... let's see here. I found a Tumblr blog called Harmonia University about a college for Pokemon. What? For a second, I thought you were associated with it in some way, so I've never seen the word Harmonia anywhere else. Also, you're here now. Hello, hello, Delta Thingy. Harmonia is actually associated with Pokemon. That's where I got the name from Pokemon Generation 5 Black and White, where one of the main characters of that, who I would argue is the main character without being the player character, is Harmonia. You only find out that his last name is Harmonia like right towards the end of the game. But this is the hat that he wears. This hat that I have now had for like over a decade that is falling apart at the edges because I've had it so long was a blank black hat that I painted myself to look like Harmonia's hat. And I go by Harmonia. So it is technically a Pokemon thing. You could say the word Harmonia, among many other things, is the case, but that's where I got it from. And I was like, hey, I have this hat, let's just go by Harmonia and stuff. I used to go by a lot of things online over the years, like Fine Fellow, or when I was playing Smash 4 a whole lot and that game had 8-player, I was like, oh, well, I'm German, how about I just be player 9 to say like it's one player on top of what there normally is, and 9 is no one German, and it's funny to say. Like, that was a lot of different usernames over the years, but eventually I was just like, oh, let's just go with Harmonia, because that's a cool sounded name there, and it fits with like the hat that I wear and all that. All right, let's just redo this really quickly.
Accepting a request. Most excellent.
So that's kind of the story behind that. A lot of people associate Harmonia as like a much more feminine than masculine name, but you know, it comes from a male character, is like the origin story of where I yoinked it from, at least. I need to go grab a hermit persona. But yeah, anyway, I saw what you wrote, Mythic, but I've been rambling about so many things that it took me a while to like address it here. The story was put to the side for comedy, but goddamn, the comedy was good. I agree. I had a lot of laugh out loud moments, and you know, like the humor of Deadpool always gets me. Yeah, I'll do this really quickly. Register all, and then
Please take a
some hermit. Let's see here. Boopity bop.
You'll be summoning the
Yes.
inner strength.
There we go. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Haven't played all the way through Gen 5 yet. Ended up getting a hands on Pokemon Black at some point in the past, but you never ended up getting past the second gym. Well, I'll do want to continue it at some point, though. It's my personal favorite mainline Pokemon game. It's like one of the few mainline Pokemon games that I can look at and be like, wow, that story's actually good. Not like a masterpiece or anything like that, but wow, that's actually good and has like some really interesting ideas. Like, the thing that I really, really liked about Pokemon Black and White is that in basically every Pokemon game, your player character is never going to change. Like, they remain static as a character that you can just abstract yourself onto. And they remain static through the whole game as just like silent protagonist that doesn't really care about anything going on, but is always gonna make it through every challenge and yada yada. But they're basically like an emotionless, personality-less character that doesn't serve any purpose in the plot other than being the player that's moving things forward. So you never really have a playable character that's changing in a Pokemon game. But in Pokemon Black and White, N is the character that progresses and changes throughout it. I argue that it's kind of like, I feel like Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon is, where the player character is the lead supporting character, while Harmonia is the main character. With Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon being, like, I would argue the player is the lead supporting character, while the partner is the actual main character. That's how I feel like it is in that game. Okie doke, rank up, there we go. And I think that's really cool and fascinating. This probably doesn't, yada 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 yada. So I like that. And some of the themes that had going on were pretty cool. And then when Black 2 and White 2 came out, it just threw all the cool stuff down the drain and went back to like, oh, generic evil big bad that wants to conquer everything. Where the heck is Mitsuru? Huh? Guess maybe not gonna be here on Sundays. Also, what the heck do I want to do on Sunday, huh? Oh, wait, wasn't the home shopping program on today? Uh-oh. 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 I did want that one thing. Oh my god. What is the... Here it is. Just select all the menu buttons. And then it switches monitors! This monitor in front of me is set as my main monitor. It's what the Windows search bar is on. It's what all my desktop icons are on. But for whatever reason... Here's something more engaging to watch. Whoops. Some 3D printing. It's not failing, right? Okay, it's not failing so far. Because I've had this thing fail me twice already, printing at full size, like diagonally corner to corner. But now 70% size and straight line. Let's see if that changes things. Okay.
Oh, help.
Just... third time's the charm. Here I am with, like, a very, very short time slot to be streaming and being like, hey, I have some time, let's commit and actually make some big progress where I can. I've just been digging around for the past 36 minutes and 27 seconds when you count the stream intro screen, doing absolutely nothing and making zero progress because I keep on making mistakes and reloading it. Home shopping program. Come on. Gosh dang it, don't take a nap. Yeah, actually really cool. It's not too often you get to see a good story in a Pokemon game. Yeah, especially mainline Pokemon games. Like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you'll consistently see pretty good stories. But mainline Pokemon, not really. Thanks. But I actually quite like the story in Black and White, I will say. Okay, so we do that, and we go to the front entrance, and we go, like, finish the request for... No, wait. First, we actually go to here. And then, I don't know if this is important, but it seems like it might be. So, just go do this. Yeah. And we come here, and we duplicate a skill card. I said we duplicate a skill card. Yep. This is... I was duplicating something here, I think, maybe. I don't know. Let's duplicate that. Here goes. Go on, take it. See ya later. And then we go out this way. I'm actually starting to get a decent bit of money in this game. I might be able to engage with whatever that thing is. I don't know what it does. I'm gonna have to Google it and find out. Here. Also, semi-related, very unpopular opinion, but Gen 4 is one of your least favorite generation in general. Didn't really enjoy anything about it, in particular when they first played Pearl, then BDSP just kind of reinforced that. Yeah, the fact that they chose to remake Diamond and Pearl, which are games with a lot of flaws, and not Platinum that did improve a lot of things about it, is kinda screwed. But yeah, that's fair. It's definitely not for everyone. I personally really like Gen 4. Well, not BDSP, but like...
Very well then.
Okay. Definitely not for everyone. But that's A-okay. We here in an environment where it's all A-okay to be liking different things. Unlike... unlike when I was first concluding my Pokemon Platinum playthrough. 100-part series that I was doing on this channel for a while, and I was giving my end of the game, like, review. And I was talking about how the music is really good and awesome. And one person in my chat at the time got really mad at me and was like, nope, you would lose that argument. You're so wrong. And I was just like, dude, I'm giving my end of the stream, like, end of the entire series review here. Can you not be saying, nope, you would lose that argument? Like it's so clearly in the wrong and my ability to argue is so screwed. It's the summon thing here, right? And I got kind of mad at them. And they were like, what? I thought this was supposed to be an environment where, like, people are open to different opinions. And it's like, yeah, I'm open to different opinions. I'm not open to people being a dick about it. So yeah, there was that situation that it just made me think of. Yeah, I don't really care what people like or dislike. And I can, like, as someone that really likes Gen 4, I can acknowledge there is a lot of problems with Gen 4. There definitely is. Like, fire types, for example. Want a fire type? Well, get kind of screwed. But yeah, I definitely see the appeal of Gen 4, can see why people enjoy it. Enjoy Legends Arceus, though, all of its flaws include. Yeah, that's another game with a whole lot of flaws, but at least, like, can be a pretty fun game. I definitely dislike that game more than I like it, but, like, I'm also someone that Like, has gone so far in, like, analyzing these Pokemon games, considering the whole video essays, that when you go that far in depth, it kind of strips it down to bare bones and makes you realize, huh, some of this stuff is not so great quality-wise. I feel like if it was fleshed out, it'd be a lot better game. Hopefully they're actually taking their time with Legends ZA. And I mean, hopefully, like, they'll actually take some more time with it, considering you would think that what with how well Pokemon games are selling, they wouldn't really have any reason to change things. But with Pow World selling as well as it did, like, about the same amount as Scarlet and Violet is how well it sold. Like, pretty darn close, at least. And Scarlet and Violet has, like, 2 games. So hopefully that spooked the Pokemon Company enough into being like, hey, maybe we should actually take more time. Maybe we're not, like, untouchable and having no competition here. So if they actually flesh it out and take some time with it, I could see Legends ZA potentially being a really, really good game. So here's hoping. I did grab a Hermit. Yeah, I did grab a Hermit Persona. Imagine I forgot that this time. Okay, now what the heck do I do? What the heck do I want to do now? I don't know. I don't know where Mitsuru is. I thought she would be in there. I can just grab the thing from her another day. It's fine. Oh, I was gonna go to that nightclub because I think when I Googled how to get the other thing, it was like, go in here and trade some gemstone at the counter or something or other. Here? While making an impression, accessorizing is a must.
Why?
No, I have to like trade a gemstone or something somewhere. So I thought Google was telling me. I don't know. Do you have any new things, by the way? Nope, you sure don't. Love a set meal today. I don't care. I was about to Google it, but then I don't actually remember what I was gonna Google. Like what exactly it is that I'm looking for. No, I actually do remember. It was a fashionable item. I'm fairly certain. Persona 3 Reload. Fashionable item is what I think Elizabeth wanted. Let's see here. Game rant article. Text of the course is somewhat vague, but there's only one area in Persona 3 Reload that really matches your description. Unfortunately, buying the item directly is almost impossible unless you're currently in a New Game Plus playthrough. There's a way to get the item for cheaper, but you'll need to make real progress in Arca first. That's the area that I've been going through. The merchant you're looking for is a luxury shopkeeper in the back of Escapade. To get inside Escapade, you'll need rank 2 Courage, which isn't hard to manage if you're having trouble. Shopkeeper will admit that he has what you're looking for, but his selling price is 150,000 yen. He didn't admit anything. What are you talking about? It's point in the game that's most of the money you get from a complete run of Tartarus. However, he's willing to lower his price if you give him a black quartz. Do I have to, like, set this as an active quest or something? Because this didn't happen. Violet Fragment. Like...
Here are my requests.
It says, bring a fashionable item. I heard that humans are greatly fixated on their appearances, therefore I like to try hand at dressing up as well. If you don't mind terribly, could you please bring me a fashion item that would suit me? I believe you can find something in a place where people often gather to mingle. I'll be looking forward to it. Oh, maybe that triggers it. I'll be changing it up and issuing it as a little quiz. Please bring in a triangular sword. Your hint it was originally used for dueling. If you need help figuring it out, perhaps you ought to try asking one of your close friends. Sometimes it's most wise to ask others for assistance. Okay, I needed to actually select them there. I'm kind of burnt out on mainline Pokemon. Same. PMD's the only but I still play it because of this channel. PMD's the only Pokemon series you have lots of interest in these days. If they do something majorly different for a mainline game that's actually a quality product, may try it again. Well, here's hoping for Legends ZA. Whoops. Gosh dang it. I clicked back onto the game and it progressed the chat box, whatever. Not only are they hip, they even work with a more feminine style. Well, if you could spare 150,000 yen, that is. What, if I don't spare that much yen, then they only work with the masculine style? Though if you bring me a black quartz, I may just be able to adjust the price. It's an extremely rare collector's item, you see. Do I have one? It's up to you how much you're willing to give up for these glasses. Oh, you don't have to have a black quartz by any chance, do you? If you'd be willing to part with that. I'll sell you those glasses for only 10,000 yen. Sure. Thanks, why don't you take the glass at a discount then? Go on and have a look around. Buy glasses for 10,000 yen. Sure. Thank you for your business. Designer glasses.
Welcome.
But yeah, and then the things here, all ailments. Yeah, so it will still benefit me to keep on saving up money and stuff, because there's some pretty handy stuff here if you really save up. More experience in battle. Yeah, if I get a bunch of those for grinding, that'd be kind of nice. Okay, so go give the thingamabob here Here. About
Are you
requests.
accepting a request? Wonderful.
Let's see if you completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. Brain's still looking okay, I think. Yeah, it's still looking okay. Those glasses have a simple design. They do feel sophisticated, I must say. I've taken a strong liking to them. Now to put them on. Behold the new me, yay!
Embarrassing.
My apologies. These glasses just suit me so well. I couldn't help but get a little carried away. The moment I slipped them on, I felt my spirits lift. Glasses are truly a gem that complete a
You
person's
have my
lifestyle.
notes.
Makes me want to wear them all the time. Thank you for bringing me a pair. Please take this as your order. It makes me want to wear them all the time. Immediate next camera shot, she has them off. Power instance 1. I wonder how instances work in this game, like how you use them. Do I have to
Await a report
select
of
these
success.
to make them in
By all
progress?
means.
This is something I'm probably gonna have to do like on my own time between sessions when I have a controller that works. And like there's no time limit for those, so that's fine, I guess. Yeah, what you would personally want from SEGA would be a sort of freedom that you would expect to get from Legends Arceus Scarlet and Violet, but more actually free and have more choices and stuff like that. Have the charm and feeling of those old Pokemon games with a bit more of the domestic stuff, like you were talking about in the last streams. I know that's a lot to ask for, and that's more idealistic to ask for sure, but we should still be getting a game with a ton more quality than what we've been getting. Yeah, especially when you consider it's the biggest IP on the planet. Like, money-wise, the amount of revenue that brings in. Like, the games are just a small part of that, I know, but still. Wait, what do I want to do today? Yeah, Legends EA perks your interest with the return of Mega Evolutions, and don't buy any further Game Freak games that yet again replace Megas with different gimmicks. Fair enough there, Politico Stefan. I do still have a tab open for, like, the different activities. Nope, that's the answers. This is, yeah, here's the social stats guide. So, hold on. The game that I can do today is Persona Strength. I don't really want to do that. I'm not going to be keeping any of these personas long term. So, the seafood full course for +4 is available on Sunday. So why don't I just do that? Why don't I just go eat seafood? Is what I do. Sure, let's go this way. It'd be nice if there was some new discs or something available. I mean, or I could hang out with some people in the dorm. That's what I could do. Like, whatever. Let's eat seafood for now. I'll do that some other time. Sure, this. There we go. Here. This has been like the longest in-game day without really anything going on as of it. Because my goodness, I just kept on reloading. Well, that's because it's Persona 3 Reload after all. Finally move on to the next day and get some stuff done this stream.